Hello and welcome to Dynamic GT League for race 7 of 9 of the Group 4 Championship. Quick look at the driver standings. Demon Arn leading the way on 111 points with DGT League SGP on 99 in second and Steve F1 in third place at the moment on 67 points. So we'll take a quick look at the qualifying order with Steve F1 taking his first pole position of the season, DGT League SRI in second with Jay Bunsell, Dave the Harp, James Hulkenberg, Formula Gary, Twilight, DGT League SGP on Rich Blues and Demon R last. Interestingly, Demon R and SGP both decided to start from the back of the grid for this race to make things a little fairer and a little more fun for those others in the race. So we'll hand over to our commentary team for round 7 of 9.
Hello and welcome to Dynamic GT League. We are racing today. There's Steve F1 on the pole position. He reading a book, How to Learn to Drive. And away they go, here at the start of the race.
Yeah, fantastic start there for SRI and James Hulkenberg going round the outside of turn 1.
Steve F1, he lost a place though. DGT League SRI, he ain't to first place and Bunsell, he up to third.
Yeah, and there is Formula Gary with Demon R. They're very, very close.
Demon R come all the way from the back of the grid, up the fourth place. We 6 wide, we 6 wide.
5 wide, that's absolutely mental. Oh, there's Formula Gary getting a bit slap bang wallop on the video.
It is getting a little bit for one tick. And I can't believe James has said nothing about my accent.
Yeah, look, there's no wrong with your accent.
I can't do it for a whole race. I'm stopping there. Okay, so we're away then, folks, and it's absolutely mental. Demon R and SGP both deciding to start from the back of the grid. Well, it's getting very busy though around SGP. Formula Gary looks like he's gone to avoid Rich Blues, but absolutely wipes out James Hulkenberg there. Steve F1 though, having taken his first pole position of the season, trying to apply some pressure onto SRI.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell Formula Gary were thinking there, but Steve F1 clipping a little bit of grass. Can he try and get in a slipstream? But very, very equal performance with them two Renaults out front, and it looks like another Renault's going to join in the party as Demon R's in P4.
That he is. He's getting closer and closer to Jay Bunsell, who is always pretty much in an American muscle car, mainly Mustangs. Now, one thing about this race, James, there would appear to be a lot of Renault Megans out on track today. I wonder why that could be.
Well, it could be that he absolutely trounced everybody with Demon R at the Nürburgring. But yeah, Jay Bunsell going in a bit hot, and it looks like, Steve's managed to nick P4 from Demon R.
That he has, and there's Twilight in another Renault as SGP having a look on the back of Bunsell. And I'm pretty sure if we could hear his team radio right now, he'd be giving it ka-chow. With a cracking livery. You know what, that's probably the best livery he's done this season. It's better than Thomas the Tank Engine anyway. But Jay Bunsell's coming back at him.
Yeah, Bunsell trying with the extremely powerful Ford Mustang, but look at that, the top end speed of the Audi just managing to pull out. I mean, Jay Bunsell's acceleration were absolutely amazing, but SGV's top speed just managed to keep him in front.
Definitely. Now, I do know that SGP has worked quite a lot on the setup of that car to try and maximise.
Demon R just shoved it. Demon R just shoved it up the inside of Bunsell.
I've not seen that, unfortunately, but yeah, Demon R now going defensive, making sure that Bunsell can't come back at him. But it is SGP that he's looking like the fastest driver out there at the moment, up into third place. But Demon R slowly creeping up to the back of his bumper, bringing Bunsell and Twilight along with him.
Yeah, Twilight looks to have some kind of Newcastle livery this week.
It's
but,
not new, it's a zebra.
I thought it were a magpie. Anyway, SRI's putting under pressure from Steve F1.
But I do know that Demon R sent to... SGP! He's ran wide! He's going to need more than Rusty's to clean up that car after that off. That's going to lose him multiple positions as now Hulkenberg and Dave the Harp come flying past him.
Yeah, Dave the Harp there in the Porsche, and there is James Hulkenberg in the yellow and blue Ferrari. gone for a bit of a Star Wars livery this week, it looks like.
Alright, so we've got Star Wars versus Lightning McQueen, and it looks like Lightning McQueen is going to make the move. Yes, he is. He's already on the back of Dave the Harp, but he's going for the move on Dave the Harp straight away as well. Now, I do know that Dave the Harp didn't have a lot of practice time. Literally, his internet was connected the day before as Hulkenberg goes deep. Oh, but Formula Gary goes even deeper. He obviously is not a Star Wars fan. To be fair, though, he is waiting for Hulkenberg, but his ghosted car has also just hit Hulkenberg. But yeah, Formula Gary, at least he did wait for Hulkenberg there, but yeah, he definitely got his braking point massively wrong on that one.
Indeed, absolutely. I mean, James Hulkenberg right now is about 20 seconds off the race lead, but Bunsel's coming under pressure from SGP now. SGP with that superior top speed. Can he make this round the outside? I'm not too sure.
He can. It's a lovely move. I mean, the Mustang it's got plenty of power, as you'd expect from an American muscle car. Oh, the top three getting ever so close. Demon R on the back of Steve F1, who's right on the back of DGT League SRI. Both of those go defensive. Demon R taking the racing line, though. Who will benefit here? It's going to be...
I don't know, but this Renault threesome's just going to get absolutely crazy pretty soon. If we don't get a three-way battle, I don't know what will happen.
Oh, Papa. Oh, Nicole. Not the kind of Renault freeway you really want. Anyway, no positions changed there, but Twilight is now beginning to close in on this gaggle of cars.
It's going to turn into a Renault foursome pretty soon, it looks like. Here comes Twilight in his Magpie car.
Oh, Demon R, he's got a good run on Steve F1 now. Is Steve F1 going to go defensive? No, he's sticking to the racing line and the slipstream of SRI ahead of him. And it has benefited him with the straight line speed, but he's now got a tighter entry into one of the hairpins. This track, James, it's an interesting track, but it is by no means easy, with plenty of camber on the corners, but it is also mainly medium to high speed.
Yeah, when this is why the Renaults are out in front. I mean, the grip in the corners that the Renault provides just is absolutely mental, as Demon R's almost having a look there. And Steve manages to leave a bit of space there just so they can both survive. But Demon R, I don't think it's long before he'll be getting past Steve F1.
Steve F1 going to go defensive. Yes, he does, but Demon R sticking with the racing line, getting the slipstream off SRI, taking a wider entry to try and get a better exit out of the corner, but that little bit of oversteer just cost him.
Yeah, a little bit of a twitch there on the power of the exit turn one, and yeah, there's a bit of a gap now forming between P4 and P5, which is SGP in that Lightning McQueen livery.
Steve F1's gone defensive again. Demon R, is he going to try a bit of a switch back? No, he's just going to try and run it all the way around the outside, using the camber of the corner to his benefit, and makes the move up into second place onto the back of SRI now. Twilight has just got a lesson on how to overtake around the outside.
Yeah, that were absolutely fantastic there. No contact, that's what we like to see, unlike some other drivers that we may mention. But SRI now really coming under pressure from Demon R.
That he is, and Twilight is on the back of Steve F1 already. Now, I believe all of these drivers are on the soft compound tyres. There is four compounds of tyres that the drivers can use: super soft, soft, medium and hard. I don't think we'll be seeing the medium or hard in any of the front runners this race. Twilight running a little bit wide, is he? Yeah, lost a little bit of ground there on the front three. Demon R not able to make a move on SRI yet though.
Yeah, and it looks like Steve F1 with Demon R not being able to make a move. Steve F1's just been able to follow Demon R's racing line and maybe try and pick out where he's quicker in order to help his own race, but it looks like SRI's coming under pressure now.
Yeah, he had a poor exit out of the hairpin. Are they going to go side by side into the final corners? No, Demon R thinks better of it, or does he? He's having a look up the inside. But the nature of these final corners, you don't...
Yeah. He's gone wide.
He has.
SRI's gone wide.
That's going to compromise his exit of the final corner massively. Demon R all over the back of him, switches to the inside nice and early. SRI trying to close the door, but you can't do it when he's got his foot in there already. And Demon R up the inside into turn one. That's a lovely textbooks move.
Yeah, absolutely perfect, that move there. Trying to come up with the best objective for that one, but Rich Blue's up the inside now of Dave the Harp, and Bunsel, he's also steaming through.
That he is, so we're going to go 4 wide maybe. SRI though fighting back on Demon R. He's got a good run through turn 3 and retakes the position beautifully, but now he's going to go defensive. De Minaur taking the wider entry, Steve F1 following him through. That's going to give De Minaur a better exit, positioning himself on the racing line for the tight right-hander. Is SRI going to be able to defend this? He's going to try, but we've got a switchback going on. SRI runs a little bit wide. He's going to lose a position to Steve F1 as well. Steve F1, that was a lovely opportunistic move there to take second place.
Yeah. He could see that De Minaur just basically set SRI up. SRI slid wide in the corner and lost 2 places there. So that's pretty bad. Bunsel lost it.
Oh, it just clips Dave the Harp, and Hulkenberg spins in sympathy. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Obviously he wanted to stop and have a few M&Ms.
Yeah, I think he was a bit distracted there and lost it, but Gary's just slapped into the side of Dave the Harp. I don't think Dave the Harp will be appreciating that.
Oh, I don't know, Dave might like a little bit of physical contact. He's had no internet for a while, he'd love some physical contact.
Well, if it's physical contact he wants, he's in the perfect sandwich between Bunsel and Formula Gary.
That he is. Okay, Bunsel's got a good run on Dave the Harp, heading down towards the final corner. Bunsel having a look to the left, having a look to the right. He's not going to be able to do anything under braking though, as the leaders, the top 2, 3, 4, all jump into the pits. Is that going to put SGP into the lead of the race? Yes, it is. He has not stopped yet though. De Minaur's going to come out in the lead still.
Yeah, De Minaur still has the lead of the race, so that just shows you how far back. David up the inside, and I think he just maybe a little bit too close there.
Yeah.
And
I think that may have been a little bit of 50 of one and 50 of another coming together in that one. But Dave the Harp under pressure now from Rich Blues. Rich Blues up the inside, makes the move. Now the timing of the pit stops is going to be crucial in this race. You don't want to pit and come out in the pack. And to be fair, De Minaur and SRI have timed it perfectly, coming out in front of SGP. However, Steve F1 is behind SGP, meaning he's now going to lose time compared to the front 2. You can see him up ahead there. There's a whole gaggle of cars. Oh, as he makes the move on SGP, a lovely sweeping manoeuvre.
Yeah, and it looks like Steve's going to also come under pressure from Twilight, but Steve's fighting back.
He is up the inside. Oh, gives Steve F1 a little bit of a tap, and another tap, and Twilight making a move. SRI is spun. Oh dear, the car, James, that you said has got phenomenal grip in the corners. Not for the Scottish guy. Oh, Steve F1.
Oh, Steve F1. Fantastic racing here between Steve F1 and Twilight, and here comes Formula Gary for a little bit of contact with Bunsel, but here comes Steve F1. Can he try and make his way back past Steve wide?
I think Formula Gary has just been put out of shape by Bunsel there, and that's closed the pack up. Twilight caught up in that as well, and Rich Blues as they're getting very physical into the final sector. But this is costly for Twilight and Steve F1 regarding their tyres. But having said that, not as costly as it was for SRI. With his spin, he is now right at the back of this pack in the orange. Oh, 3 wide.
Oh, and there's Formula Gary as well. He's what's he doing? He's slamming into the wall almost there.
And SRI trying to get involved in this as well. So SGP manages to escape it. So does Hulkenberg. SRI gains a position in that one as well. Dave the Harp lost a few places though. This is absolutely manic. Some good racing and some frisky racing. SRI giving Hulkenberg a little bit of a love tap there.
Yeah, it looks like the Renault just has the acceleration over the Ferrari, or does it? Oh, he's trying it around the outside. Dave the Harp as well.
I think Dave the Harp thought about going for the gap, but he decided better on it. Hulkenberg taking a wider line, and Harp, Dave the Harp gives Hulkenberg a tap, and around Hulkenberg goes. But SRI and SGP side by side, the league owners go, and SGP loses the place. He ain't saying ka-chow on that one, that's for sure. Oh, but is he now? He's having a look on the inside. No, he's backed out of it.
I think Steve's going to have to pit for new tyres pretty soon, because even though he's got a better car overall, the grip's just not there. But here comes Twilight on Bunsel. Can he make the move around the outside?
Rich Blues is close on this as well. Bunsell, struggling a little bit, got a bit of a tap from Rich Blues. They both managed to just about keep facing the right direction as SRI gained the place there. And there's that, I think SGP just behind him as well managed to make a move on Rich Blues as well. So he's trying to close in on Bunsell.
Yeah, so it's all pretty manic, but all this is allowing is Demon R to pull away. He's got a fair gap now of about 3 or 4 seconds over P2.
That is true. Now we're on for a 20-lap race here at the Alsace village as SRI getting closer to the back of Twilight. Anything could happen here, that's for sure. Ray, I do know he can be a little bit aggressive. He likes to overtake and he likes to defend. He doesn't like zebras though.
No, but he's run a touch deep there, and that's just allowed Twilight to pull a few more car lengths on him, but I don't think it'll be long before SRI closes that back up.
That is true. I mean, I did hear, that a Scottishman once saw a zebra and he thought that the devil had played a part in the fact of changing a horse's colours. But anyway, bit of witchcraft, nothing wrong with that. Formula Gary on the back of Dave the Harp, though, as Dave the Harp runs a little bit wide and Formula Gary getting a little bit twitchy, a little bit of contact between them. They're still facing the right direction though, as Hulkenberg just ahead trying to close in on Bunsell. I don't know if it's going to work though. He's going for it.
Davey Hart has just shoved his way and said, "No way, you're coming through, Formula Gary."
I think Dave the Art may have just tagged the back of Bunsell there in the middle of the corner.
I think Bunsell were lifting off because Hulkenberg had got a run on him. And Dave Yark was not expecting that and tagged into him, but here comes SGP. Is he on fresh tyres now?
I think he is. He must have pitted, and looking at the pace he's now got, he's on fresh tyres for sure. As Formula Gary and Jay Bunsell decide to block the road to not let SGP through. I like that because it's a title rival of Demon R, but he goes straight through the middle of him anyway. What a move! But Bunsell and Gary have a little bit of a coming together, and again. I think Formula Gary may have lost out a little bit there getting on the crash, but that was a fantastic move by SGP. It's a new version of cheese, that SGP.
Well, I don't know what kind of cheese he likes, but whether it's Edam cheese or whether it's double Gloucester, but I don't care. Going through.
Hulkenberg's going off as SGP goes through. Bunsell and Gary still fighting side by side. Now, you mentioned a little while ago, James, Demon Art is pulling away up at the front. Steve F1 has got a bit of a gap between himself and Twilight, who's in 3rd place, and then we've got 4th, 5th, 6th, very, very close, and 7th, very, very close.
Oof. Yeah, it's all kicking off in the midfield. Demon are pulling away, and it looks to me as if James Hulkenberg's having a nightmare race compared to last week. But it looks like Formula Gary and Bunsell, they like to have a little bit of wheel banging on that previous lap, but Formula Gary's pulled away now from Bunsell. I think Bunsell's in the pit lane.
Brand new set of tyres. It gives you so much extra time around this circuit and in this type of racing league where you got a little bit of boost, but you can't take too much out of them too soon. You will just destroy them. One of the things I do know is that post-race the league admins have had a word with a few drivers and recommended that they use, or to all drivers actually, that they use the radar in their car so that they can see when cars are right next to them, as we see Demon R in the lead, Steve F1 in 2nd place, Twilight in 3rd, SRI not too far behind in 4th place, but it's Renault in the top 4 places. SGP in his Audi in 5th place with Gary behind him in a Renault, and then Rich Blues behind him in a Renault, and then Bunsell in a Mustang.
Let's just rename this the Renault Championship. Rich Blues on the inside almost of Formula Gary. It looks like he's going to go for a little bit of a move here.
I think SRI has had a problem because he's lost a lot of time, and then SGP has got past him up into 4th place. So I think SRI may have had a spin again in the same place we saw him have a spin a few laps ago. That's going to put him under pressure from Formula Gary and Rich Blues. A lovely livery on Rich Blues' car, by the way, Back to the Future.
Yeah, very, very nice indeed. Movies and cartoons look to be the theme of the day, as Steve will show with his Lightning McQueen livery. But there is a lot of Alonso love in this race as well. We've got Formula Gary with some sort of Alonso livery. We've got SRI with a McLaren Alonso livery. We've also got Steve F1 with an old Renault F1 livery. I'm trying to think if there's any others.
I think that may be it, but yeah, a lot of love out there for Alonso, having retired from Formula 1, but it'll be interesting to see what he does in the future. And he has said that a return to Formula 1 is always a possibility, as Rich Blues making the move on Formula Gary, and here comes Bunsell with fresher tyres to relight the battle between himself and Gary, but it's not a battle, trying to make the move around Rich Blues, but Rich Blues kind of closes the door. Bunsell gives him a little nudge, that slows all of them down. Dave the Harp getting in on this as well as Formula Gary goes looking up the inside of Bunsell, can't make the move. Gary's off the track, Dave the Harp survives, Bunsell survives. Plenty of time for more M&M eating, but here comes SRI now as Dave the Harp gives a little bit of a tap to the back of Bunsell.
Yeah, I think Dave the Harp's stress level's just gone off the scale. He's side by side Jay Bunsell, and here comes SRI on fresh tyres. Is he going to go up the inside? It looks like he is going to. Is Bunsell going to give him any room? Ooh, the Harp at the end here, Dave the Harp, he's saying thanks very much, and here comes James Hulkenberg as well.
Yep, so fresh tyres, the order of the day for a few of these drivers, but they've got to make it work. Oh, as there's contact between Bunsell and Hulkenberg. Both of them lose time, but Bunsell losing a lot more than Hulkenberg there. I couldn't tell exactly what happened as Dave the Harp trying to go up the inside of Rich Blues and SRI trying to get on this as well. The thing is, you have to be so careful when you turn a two-way battle into a three-way battle, or as Hulkenberg's trying a four-way battle.
Yeah, Hulkenberg's trying it round the outside. He's not wanting to take many risks, but this is going to allow Formula Gary to have a go as well. I think Formula Gary's now in front of James Hulkenberg, always side by side in the background.
That they are, as SRI and Rich Blues have a little bit of contact coming through the corner. I'm not surprised there. The two of the leading pack of this car, I'll get my words out, were a little bit slow through the uphill. Left-hander is Formula Gary forcing his way through on Rich Blues there, as we've got one of the leading trio into the pits, I believe, or has just come out of the pits. Sorry for not keeping the comment too much. Steve F1 it was that I think has just pitted.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago you said that SGP needed a snowplow on the front of his. I think that Formula Gary's gone. No, I think Formula Gary's going to put that snowplow on the front of his car this week.
Well, I was going to say maybe Hulkenberg needs some guns on that pod racer. Okay, so we've got Dave the Harp, SRI, Hulkenberg. SRI and Hulkenberg on fresh tyres. I don't think Dave the Harp is. The thing is, that Porsche has got very good straight line speed. It's just a little bit understeery in the corners. With Dave not having had a lot of practice around this track, it could compromise him a little bit.
Yeah, on the exit there, SRI's got slid a little bit on the marbles, but he's got enough grip to have a go at Dave the Harp.
Yeah, making the move, but here comes the power of the Porsche into the downhill, quite quick, sort of third or fourth gear left-hander. SRI running a little bit wide. He does not want to touch the grass there and spin like he has done twice already, but it's a lovely move for him. Hulkenberg has a look at Dave the Harp, but Dave the Harp pretty much chops the nose off Hulkenberg. That was so close, he nearly ended up looking like Voldemort.
Yeah, it looks like Bunsell's getting in on this as well. I think he's just pitted for new tyres. So James Hulkenberg and Dave the Harp side by side. Who's going to win out here? Oh, Hulkenberg looks to have slid there. Oh, and Dave the Harp's giving him a tap as well.
Yeah, I think Dave the Harp was a little bit slower in that corner than Bunsell was expecting. So Bunsell gave Dave the Harp a little bit of a tap, and that was carried on into the side of Hulkenberg. But Bunsell gaining 2 places there effectively. But if your tyres are worn and you're going into a heavy braking zone hairpin, it's very easy to get your braking point wrong. Oh, Bunsell's gone wide though, and here comes Formula Gary on Dave the Harp. Oh, but he backs out of it. But yeah, Bunsell lost a lot of time there. Now he's going to lose a position to Dave the Harp. So having gained 2 places in one corner, he's lost 2 places in one corner.
Yeah, and Hulkenberg's pitted for new tyres. He saw that Formula Gary and Bunsell were coming, and he thought, you know what, sod this, I'm getting in the pit lane. Here comes SRI now on the back of Twilight.
Yeah, Twilight having one of his better races of the season so far, so obviously being a zebra is working for him, but SRI also having a good race, looking up the inside. Twilight gives him the room just, and here comes Dave the Harp onto the section of the track where power will be useful for him. And Twilight losing a position to SRI, maybe about to lose a position to Dave the Harp as well. I do not know what that is meant to be on the bonnet of Dave the Harp's car.
Bunsell just slamming into the... Oh, now he's slamming into Dave the Harp. I think Bunsell doesn't realise he's got a car either side of him. He needs to have a little look in his mirrors.
Either that, or as the league admins have suggested over the last couple of days, using the radar in the car. It is so helpful as Dave the Harp gives Rich Blues a little bit of a tap. But Dave the Harp now running wide, and we've got another car off. I think that's Formula Gary that was in the foreground. So Dave the Harp and Formula Gary losing places.
Yeah, I think Dave the Harp definitely needs to pit. His tyres look absolutely shagged. But it looks like James Bunsell now coming under pressure from James Hulkenberg on them fresh tyres.
Yeah, so I mean, Hulkenberg was in this battle of cars anyway. His pit had come out right behind this battle of cars, and he's just going to show the effect a brand new set of tyres has. A lovely move there from Hulkenberg on Jay Bunsell through the hairpin. Rich Blues going a little bit wide through the uphill left-hander. That's going to give Hulkenberg a good run on him. But Bunsell, the power of the Mustang showing here over the Ferrari, as we might go 3 wide into the final corners, but you don't want to do that. Bunsell late on the brakes. That's a nice move though. Rich Blues defending it beautifully. Oh, he's clipped the barrier though.
Yeah, this is going to be a 3-way battle down in towards turn 1 over Bunsell. The power of that Mustang is absolutely mental.
Hulkenberg looking up the inside of Rich Blues. Can he get it slowed down in time? Yes, he can. Hugs the inside. Rich Blues gives plenty of room, but giving the room, that's allowed Dave the Harp to sneak through on a fresh set of tyres, I believe. Oh, Dave the Harp trying to close the door on Rich Blues. It didn't quite work. That may have annoyed Rich Blues a little bit, as Bunsell all over the back of James Hulkenberg.
Yeah, I think Hulkenberg managed to outpower out-accelerate Jay Bunsell.
Oh, he's gone wide. Dave the Harp made a lovely move then as well on Rich Blues, but now he's lost ground because he kind of followed Hulkenberg off. So Bunsell gets through. Rich Blues retakes the position. We can see SGP, SRI and Twilight ahead. Twilight recently having pitted as Bunsell and Dave the Harp go side by side. Rich Blues running a little bit wide. This is ever so close stuff here, folks.
Yeah, James Hulkenberg definitely having a shabby race. Yeah, every time he seems to catch a break, he goes and bins it. But here comes Twilight now on SRI.
Shabba, Mr. Loverman, Mr. Bombastic. Oh, SRI with a lovely move up the inside of SGP. The Renault loves this corner, as Twilight shown, as well as he's trying to make a gain on SRI. And here comes Rich Blues. This is going to be absolutely frantic into the final sector of the track. Rich Blues up the inside of Twilight. That's a lovely move for Rich Blues, but Dave the Harp's got in on this as well. I think he was braking a little bit late there, may have made contact with Twilight, as SRI is still trying to get past SGP.
Yeah, it looks like Dave the Harp came in like a freight train there. There were no stopping him, but he's managed to get into P5 with a little bit of argy-bargy. But it looks like Twilight's coming back as SRI. Can he try and do the up and under?
Oh, he is going for a little bit of a switchback. He's put himself into a brilliant position here. Oh, but he's tagged the back of SGP. That's going to mean he's going to lift off, because he will feel that that would have been an unfair move. No, SGP's in the pits. Hopefully he wanted to be in the pits and SRI didn't put him there.
Yeah, Rich Blues in the pit lane as well. As Formula Gary's there in P6, and it looks like Steve's just come out behind him.
Yeah, SGP has come out right behind Formula Gary. Dave the Harp just ahead of Formula Gary, and SGP closing rapidly on those brand new tyres, so instantly utilising the speed and the grip of the fresh rubber. Oh, looking up the inside, it'll become the outside. And it's a nice move from SGP there, but Formula Gary trying to come back all the way around the outside, can't quite make it work as SGP dipped a wheel on the grass. He's lucky that that's a front wheel drive car. If that had been a rear wheel drive, it'd have been spinning then, as he's all over the back of Dave the Harp.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And here comes Bunsell as well. He's pitted along with James Hulkenberg. So this is all going to be absolutely kicking off, and SGP making the move straight away, no messing about, and that's what you need to do.
Yep, and in the background it is getting a little bit closer, but this just does just go to show that Dave the Harp is definitely out of sequence with his tyre changes. He's on old tyres when others are on fresh tyres, so it's not quite working for him at the moment as Twilight and SRI rekindle their battle for third place.
Yeah, and you can see there on the mini-map in the top right-hand corner, the leader Demonar's got a massive gap. Then about 15 seconds back we've got Steve F1 in P2, and then the battle for P3 is mental.
That it is. Oh, Dave the Harp getting physical. I'm not going to sing. I am not going to sing. Yeah, get a little bit physical on Rich Blues there. Rich Blues may wish he was in a time machine and could go back and defend that one a little bit more. But Dave, yeah, definitely getting a few scratch marks on that Porsche.
Yeah, I think he's just absolutely lost his temper right now. I think we're hearing from the pit lane that he's swearing like a docker.
He always does, doesn't he?
And there's so much smoke coming out of the cockpit, I'm surprised you can see, but there is Jay Bunsell getting a little bit sideways out the final corner. Is Dave the Harp going to go for this?
He's thinking about it, but Bunsell is having none of it. He went into the corner very quickly. Dave Harps ran wide on exit though, got all over the curb. I think Rich Blues is going to make the move on him. No, he can't. Twilight ever so close to the back of SRI now. These two having their best race of the season for sure. Twilight going to try and go around the outside in a hairpin, but SRI slides a little bit wide, gives Twilight a little bit of a nudge and says, no, you're not coming through. Dave the Harp losing a position now by Rich Blues, or Rich Blues tried to turn in, but Dave the Harp was there. Another example of having the radar. I think Dave the Harp has kind of rekindled it, or returned the favour, getting a little bit too physical there, I think, for sure.
Yeah, I think frustrations are boiling over right now, and Twilight and SRI, I think Twilight's going to come back for a little bit of payback there. SRI, fantastic defensive move earlier on in the race. Oh, Rich Blues, he's taking revenge on Dave the Harp as well.
I couldn't tell if there was contact there, but I definitely saw Dave the Harp a little bit sideways, but Rich Blues is on a charge. He's now closing in on the back of Bunsell. Oh, Bunsell's ran a little bit wide. I think Bunsell's tyres are going off a little bit, you know.
Yeah, definitely, and it looks to me on the mini-map as though we've got a few drivers.
Rich Blues! Sorry, Rich Blues got massively out of shape under braking then. He was on the curb when he hit the brakes and the car just wanted to swing one way and then the other. Bunsell did well to avoid him, but Twilight's still on the back of SRI. The problem for Twilight is because he's not getting past SRI, SGP is catching him up rather quickly, and we've seen already in this race, SGP has not been wasting time. He's catching and passing as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it looks to me as though Demonar and Steve F1 are definitely nailed on for P1 and 2, but who do you think is going to get P3?
You know what, at this point I'd be tempted to say SGP because he's able to come through the pack, I was going to say, but he's just giving Twilight a little nudge as SRI is into the pits with 4 laps remaining. So yeah, I'm thinking it could be between SGP, Twilight and SRI, but I've got a feeling it might be SGP. Always running a little bit wide though as he's trying to make the move around the outside on Twilight, making it the inside for turn 3 and making the move quite nicely. So yeah, I'm thinking SGP. What about you, James?
Oh,
Rich Blues!
Rich Blues!
Can he save it?
That's definitely a rear-wheel drive car. If, like I say, if Steve had done that. Oh, here comes James Hulkenberg. Oh, his car's looking very, very battered. It looks like he's been smashing that car to bits, but he's glitching a little bit and he's going for a move up the inside of Rich Blues.
Yeah, so Rich Blues losing a lot of time with that spin, but it is so easy to do, especially if your tyres get a little bit older. SGP has made the move on Twilight, so Twilight now in 4th place once again. He must be so frustrated. He's been sitting in 4th, trying to take 3rd from SRI. SRI goes in the pits, and Twilight will be thinking, yeah, 3rd, and then SGP comes along and goes, no, 4th. So yeah, an interesting race for Twilight, that's for certain. So,
yeah, indeed.
Not many laps left in this race, that's for certain. Now, I do know that the Dynamic GT League owners have been having a look at and trying out a few different classes of cars for their future season, for their next season. I do not know what the guys will be using, but this is a 9-race championship. This is race 7, so we've got 2 more races to go as Rich Blues is getting ever so close to the back of James Hulkenberg, but he looks like he has backed out of it nice and early as Hulkenberg getting ever so close to the back of Bunsell, giving that M&M shot car a little bit of a tap. I think M&M crunches on that one, but Hulkenberg's lost a little bit of time, and Rich Blues taking it easy on the way in has benefited him on the way out to the corner, because up to 4th place he goes as Twilight has gone into the pits.
Oh yeah, this is getting very, very intense as SRI. Can he make a move here? He's on fresher tyres, he's pitted and he's just come out into this pack. David Harp as well is really, really pushing.
Well, SRI pitted a lap or so ago, so he's benefited on Twilight, who has just pitted, but Twilight is right on the back of this gaggle of cars that Hulkenberg is leading at the moment. So SRI and Twilight are continuing their fight for 3rd place, but it's in the middle of a battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, I nearly completely forgot a number then, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, as Hulkenberg and SRI go side by side. Hulkenberg has got the inside line for the corner though, as SRI tries to squeeze him. Doesn't quite work, but SRI going all the way around the outside.
Nice.
That compromises Hulkenberg there, and here comes Dave the Harp.
Yeah, that were a nice move there by Ray. Just set James Hulkenberg up. Hulkenberg didn't want to give up, and he didn't want to give up here.
He definitely doesn't.
That were almost absolutely a nightmare there for James Hulkenberg. He just managed to break enough to allow David the Harp to survive.
Yeah, so Hulkenberg on this lap is about to lose the 3rd position, or is it the 4th position? Bunsell sideways in the steeply banked right-hand corner. Oh, it's Rich
Gary's
Blues
off.
in Gary. I think Rich Blues may have just given Gary a little bit of a nudge there, but yeah, Hulkenberg's tyres may be on the way out because he's lost a few too many places here.
Yeah, he definitely needs to pit because there's only, how many laps is there left? 3?
Yep, 3.
If he pits now, we might have fresh enough tyres to make a few gains here because he's down in P8 at the moment.
Yeah, Twilight's done what he's needed to do, and that's get through this gaggle of cars so he can try. Oh, Bunsell! Oh, and Hulkenberg! Yeah, it looked like Bunsell was trying to move to the outside of Dave the Harp. Didn't realise that Hulkenberg was there. Made contact with him. That continued on into the final corners. I think Hulkenberg has lost another position there. All getting a little bit messy as SGP is into the pits for his final stop. Surprising that with 2 laps to go, but he's probably going to go for the super soft tyre. He comes out of the pits in 5th place, right behind Twilight. He couldn't have come out of the pits in a better position there, James.
Yeah, so SGP going for the pit with 3 laps to go. James Hulkenberg also doing the same. SGP's only got 2 possible places he could get to get P3.
Yeah, Bunsell and Dave the Harp side by side as SGP not wasting any time on Twilight up the inside. Lovely bit of racing from the 2 of these here. Twilight on slightly older tyres, but only by a lap. So he's got to fight with everything. He'll be kicking his rear hooves out at that cartoon car as much as he can.
Yeah, indeed.
In the background! I tell you what, in the background it looked like Bunsell was trying to close the door on formerly Gary there, didn't quite work, and that's resulted in a collision with Dave the Harp as SGP looking up the inside of Twilight. He's going to have this position, but can Twilight fight back?
Yeah, SGP, absolutely fantastic grip there, but here comes the Renault. Can he try it around the outside? No, I think SGP has got this one in the bag.
That he has. He's going to be pulling away from Twilight now. We can see SRI ahead of him. He's going to have to try and close that gap. Demonar and SGP, the 2 front runners in the championship standings at the moment, with Steve F1 I think in 3rd place. So SGP could really do with catching Steve F1, but I don't think that's going to happen. One of the things that I did hear from practice is that the Renault is a little bit overpowered around this track, and SGP was aware that this was a track the Audi was going to struggle on, but he was determined to stick with it. Chances are that the Red Bull Ring is going to be a circuit that the Audi will be suited for, so it'd be interesting to see if a lot of drivers turn up at the Red Bull Ring in Renaults or in other cars.
Yep, so SGP's only got 1 more place to get on the podium. Meanwhile, at the back of the pack, James Hulkenberg's in P10. He's still on fresh grip tyres compared to the rest of the pack, but if he don't pull something out pretty soon, he's going to be getting no points.
SGP having a look up the inside of SRI and makes the move. SRI was trying to make it as tough for him as possible, but he was able to squeeze through a tiny gap that the Scottish guy left.
Yeah, fantastic move there from SGP, absolutely. Taking no prisoners. And Rich Blues and Bunsell going side by side. Is the Renault going to lose out here to the superior power of that Mustang?
It looks like it is. Rich Blues thought about having a look at the inside. Bunsell covered it off anyway. Rich Blues coming around the outside though. Oh, it didn't look like Bunsell wanted to give him the room there, or didn't know that Rich Blues was there. Actually, Bunsell's backed out of it and let Rich Blues through, so fair play to him on that one. But Dave the Harper's capitalised and said, you know what, I'll have a piece of that as well, thank you very much.
Indeed, James Hulkenberg now up to P9, but I don't think he's going to be able to come through the field. He's looking way too far back as Bunsell runs wide almost. Oh,
not as wide as Rich Blues, and Bunsell hits the back of him and around he goes. Nothing Bunsell could do there, and you know what, I don't think I'd blame Rich Blues for that crash either. He's had an accident and he's been hit while he's spinning, not a lot he could do, but that has allowed Hulkenberg to gain another place. He's now right on the back of Rich Blues and Dave the Harp with fresher tyres, but I still can't see he's going to be gaining much with only, what I think is one more lap to go. I think the leaders maybe on their final lap of the race.
Oh, James Hulkenberg slid into Dave the Harp there. He's let Dave the Harp go, but I think that's pretty much game over for James Hulkenberg. Down in P8 with, 1 lap to go now. I don't think he's going to come through.
If that's how James Hulkenberg says, welcome back to racing, Dave the Harp, then I don't want to get on Hulkenberg's bad side.
SGP is not too far down the road compared to James Hulkenberg. You know, even though this gap is, P8 to P3. Ooh!
Dave the Harp having a look up the inside of Rich Blues. Rich Blues, I don't think realised he was there and still didn't contact, and Hulkenberg could capitalise here. Past Dave the Harp he goes. He has. He's got past Rich Blues as well, as Twilight is all over the back of SRI here. So SGP has managed to open up a little bit of a gap, but it is only a little bit of a gap. And here comes Hulkenberg from 10th to 6th. He may have a chance of getting an extra position here if Twilight and SRI are fighting too hard.
I'm just going to put out a crazy comment here. Do you think James Hulkenberg can get P3?
No chance. No chance in a million years. Oh, but he is having a look on the inside of Twilight. Twilight on the inside of SRI. Contact between the two of them. That puts... Okay, I changed my mind. Hulkenberg may be able to get third place as Twilight spears off into the barrier. That's going to be massively disappointing for Twilight. He's now down to 9th. So Twilight, who was in 4th, is now in 9th. And Hulkenberg, who was in 9th, is now in 4th. As Demon R heads into the final couple of corners with a new sponsor on the back of his car, I believe. I don't think I've ever heard of them before. Demon R takes another victory here at Alsace Village. Steve F1 has had a solid race, but there is a big gap between himself and Demon R, but it is going to be second place for Steve F1. SGP has done well to get through all of the traffic up into third place, and then Hulkenberg somehow into 4th. Let's see, Rich Blues has got ahead of SRI, because SRI had the collision with Twilight. Bunsell on the back of SRI though. This is ever so close. Oh, SRI!
That was horrific.
You know what, I don't know if I could fully blame Bunsell there. It looked like SRI was running a little bit wide into the barrier and it was coming together. I don't know, I wouldn't want to judge it, and thankfully I don't have to. But it has meant that SRI has ended the race in the pit lane, and not a lot he could do about it.
Well, one other thing before we go, you mentioned about that sponsor. I've just seen it. It's called Fake Taxi and it provides a very good service.
Yep, they're always there when you need them. I'm saying nothing else on that one. Okay, James, thank you very much for joining me on commentary once again. And now,
thank you, Dave.
You're welcome. And now we'll have a look at the race finishing order. So Demon R taking another victory. Steve F1 a solid second place. DGT League SGP in third. James Hulkenberg somehow in fourth place. Rich Blues into fifth. Jay Bunsell into sixth. Twilight seventh. Disappointing for him from what was a very good race for him. Dave the Harp on his debut, 8th place. Formula Gary in 9th. And unfortunately DGT League SRI down in 10th. Congratulations once again go to Demonar for taking victory, and he has said that he won't use the Renault again for the remainder of this season, given that he in that car is a little bit overpowered. A look now at the driver's standings, and we have Demonar leading the way on 131 points, DGT League SGP on 114, Steve F1 in third place on 84 points, with Callum Paul Banks in fourth place on 65, and he's actually joined in fourth by DGT League SRI. Ace Man on 62 points is in 6th place, with Twilight on 54 points in 7th. In 8th place we have Rich Blues on 49 points, while James Hulkenberg is in 9th place on 33 points, and James Hulkenberg has received a -5 point penalty from this race for a driving action that should not happen. Unfortunately, potentially a revenge crash, so he has been awarded a 5-point deduction for that incident. Nally's in 10th place on 28 points, My Bad in 11th on 23, Formula Gary and Jay Bunsell both in 12th on 18 points, with Dave the Harp now on 8 points, having made his debut, and Kiwi 90 and Drew still to make their debuts. Now I do know the Dynamic GT League owners have put out a message to the drivers with a few hints and tips about how they would like people to conduct themselves within the league to try and get a little bit less physical contact during the races, shall we say. So far this season the racing has been very exciting though, so make sure you come and join us for the next race at the Red Bull Ring for another 40-minute race. It's going to be fantastic. 9 corners, plenty of cars, and potentially plenty of overtakes. I've been Dave from I'll Tell You What TV, and James has joined me also from I'll Tell You What TV, so make sure you come and join us for round 8.